Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I have for you a speed paint that I'm gonna do using my Artgraf water soluble graphite blocks. I decided to do this speed paint as a companion piece to my review that I'm gonna have a link to in the video. I thought that this would be a good idea because this way you can see the graphite being used in action, and you're gonna be able to have some idea of how you could use these if you ever decide to buy them or if you ever come into the possession of them. So right here all I'm doing is doing a very light sketch. I'm gonna keep the sketch just a little bit noticeable throughout the whole painting because I'm not gonna go in and ink anything. I'm just gonna go in straight to the graphite. So what I'm gonna do right now is just go in with the graphite dry. I like to use this approach. This approach is something that I do also with any water-soluble pencil, any water-soluble graphite as well. The other kind of graphite, I like to go in dry it and then go in with my brush. And I am gonna try to dry my brush every time I go into the pigment because it is very easy for everything to get stained. I'm also going to go in later on to make all the shadows and everything a lot more intense because the graphite does dry a little bit paler than what it is when it's wet. Okay, so right here I'm using my graphite as a way to draw the outlines of the hair because since when I tested it, it appears that it doesn't really dissolve completely, then I'm very confident of the fact that if I use my brush here, I'm not gonna lose those lines because they're not gonna dissolve completely. And this technique actually is very easy, just to make the lines and fill them a little bit with another color. All you do is draw it out, all you do is fill it up, and then once you get your brush, it all really does the work by itself. Okay, so right here I'm going back, making everything a little bit more brighter, more intense, and it's still gonna dry out paler than what you can see it is in the beginning because that's just how the way the graphite works, and that's just something to keep in mind when you're painting something and you want it to make it bright. Now I'm gonna do the technique with the red and the blue. Since I showed you guys in the other video that this red and this blue don't combine to make a purple but instead combine to make a neutral color, a more brownish color, now that I know this information I can use it to my advantage. So right now I'm using it to make the outline of the eye look a lot darker than I could have gotten it with other colors. And throughout this whole painting, you're gonna see me use my brush the way I would use it with my watercolor pans. And this is just another way that you can use this graphite. You don't have to use it dry. You don't have to lay it down directly on the paper. You can still just use them as a way to travel, and you can carry around your brush, your water brush, and use them as the same way you would use a watercolor pan. And they're actually a lot bigger for that, so you would get a lot of use out of them that way. Okay, now just going back to her to make more details along with my brush. Since these are blocks, I can't really make a lot of details, especially with a piece this small. I could have gone a lot bigger, but I decided to go this small just because it's my preferred size. But going in with the brush is also a good technique in my opinion, so it's all about how do you want to use these blocks because they're literally blocks of pigment. And now I'm going to make the background, and I'm going to do the same thing I did with the eye. I'm just going to mix the red and the blue and make a more dark background, which I'm able to do because these two colors make a neutral color basically. Even though you can see the red and the blue individually, you can also see where they mix the most, it becomes very dark. Now I'm gonna go in and just make the blue a little bit more intense in some parts, just to bring out the hair just a little bit more. Going back into the more details. And that's it. I hope that this speedpaint has helped some of you guys to realize just how versatile these pigments are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember that I do have a store and this painting is gonna be on sale in my store if you liked it enough to buy it. And if you found this video helpful or inspiring in any way, please also remember that I have a Patreon where you can pledge a very small amount just to help me out every month. It would really help me keep all these videos going. And I believe that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you all next video. Bye!